Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to make your add-on car spawn in traffic in GTA 5. Keep in mind that this will also make new DLC car spawn in single player, which is a nice addition. For those who don't know how to add cars to the game, you better start there. A tutorial is already on my channel and the link for that video is down in the description below. Now I want to make it clear before we start doing this that you will not be able to install as many add-ons and definitely not be able to spawn as many add-ons in traffic as you want, because the game's engine is quite limited, which means if you spawn more than like 15 add-ons in the game, in the traffic at the same time, it will crash your game or your textures will disappear because the game's internal memory just won't be able to manage that big size of cars, because the add-on cars are usually like 4 or 5 or even 10 or 20 times bigger than the cars out of the factory in GTA 5, which is of course not what the game's engine is designed to load, so just keep that in mind. So let's get right into it. What you're going to need, of course, is Open4. I guess you already have it if you added cars. If you haven't, the video on how to do that is still down in the description below. So you're going to need to download 2 mods. The first is Southern San Andreas Exotic Traffic. This is the one that is really needed for us to spawn our add-ons, and this is also going to spawn the DLC cars. The new DLC cars are not in the game, well, at least they're not spawning in the game in single player mode because Rockstar disabled them. So the other mod, this one here, this is going to be renamed in the future, by the way. It always is once a new update comes, but I'm leaving the link for this down in the description, and even though the name may be different, this is the same mod. So what this one does is it disables the thing that Rockstar did to avoid you spawning these new DLC cars in single player. What Rockstar did, and some of you might have experienced this if you already tried to spawn new DLC cars, is that if you get close to these new DLC cars in single player, once you spawn them, they are going to disappear. Once you try to get into those cars, once you try to drive them, they're just disappearing, like they weren't there. But that's what Rockstar did, and this mod disables that, so you're also going to need this if you really want to enjoy playing with the new DLC cars spawning in traffic. So, but this is the mod that you need, like, really for spawning the add-on mods that you installed. So with this mod you get a few options. Now I am just going to say install the vanilla game without add-on cars. It's not going to complicate things for us, and you probably don't have those add-on cars that are listed here. So what you get here is this popgroups.ymt, and this is the file you need, so I'm just going to put it on the desktop, and this is the file that we are going to edit. So I am going to put a txt file, well, a download link for a txt file down in the description below about the vehicle categories, vehicle spawn categories that we're going to talk about in a second. So if you're not sure where you want to spawn your cars, there is a txt file down in the description below that makes it clear in which category you should put your car. So this pop groups you should edit with Notepad++. It's way easier to do that with this than with like Notepad. So you get this file. It's a huge file. It has a lot of lines in it. And what you're looking for is lines starting like this. VEH and this, whatever that is. So here we have the first one, which is poor. Now this is of course quite obvious. These are the poor vehicles that are spawning. Let's just make it full screen. So these are the cars that spawn in poor areas, like around the ghetto. And you can see these are the cars that actually spawn there. The AZ, the Buccaneer, the Emperor 2, the Chino, the Intruder. These are the cheaper cars in the game. So let's say you're installing something more expensive, and I am actually installing a Koenigsegg Regera at this very moment. So what you're gonna need for more expensive cars is rich. So here you can see this is the rich category. So here is where rich cars are spawned. Again, these categories I explain them in the txt file down in the description below, so don't be confused. So, as you can see, these things are not really in line, so in this case you don't really have to care about these lines. Just make sure your lines start either here or there, so it's not like in the middle or anything. So, this is the rich category. What you're gonna do is just scroll right to the end of this, here to the raptor, and you're just going to copy the last line, the one with the raptor, and you're going to press enter and just paste it here once more. So you have two of the same lines, and as you can see, these are the names of the vehicles. Everything else is the same in each line, so that's something you don't have to care about. You only have to care about this, the name of the vehicle. So what you're gonna put here is the spawn name of the add-on vehicle that you want to add to the traffic. In my case, it's the Koenigsegg Regera, so it's Regera. So what we're going to do is just type it down there, and we're all done. Our car is going to spawn in the rich areas, like around Vinewoods and well, that area, you know, where all these sports cars and adders are spawning all the time. So you can see there are a lot of categories, and you can add one vehicle to as many categories as you want. I can spawn it in the rich area as well as in the poor area if I want to do that. So just make sure you check which category does what, and you can decide where you want to spawn your car. So from here on, it's going to spawn in traffic. Now for the other mod that is going to make the new DLC cars not disappear once you try to get into them is this. So this comes with a file as well that you're going to have to put into the game. But this is a script mod. This is something very different. So I consider you already have the ASI loader, because if you have Open4 and you have the mods folder, you have ASI loader. So what you're going to do is just extract this file to the main game folder, which is, for me, C, Program Files, Rockstar Games, Grand Theft Auto 5. This is where you're going to put it. I already have it there, but I just replaced it. For Steam users, it's somewhere else, and that is right there on the screen at this very moment. So the only thing left to do is the most important thing. Let's not forget that. We're still going to put this popgroups.ymt into the game. So you should open Open4, which I already have opened here, and you want to click Edit Mode, as you always do. You go to your mods folder, update with RPF, X64, levels, GTA 5. And you can see here we have the popgroups.ymt file, the old one, and we're just going to import the new one here with the little plus icon there, if you didn't notice that. So you import it here, and it's right there. You will see that it is compressed but not encrypted, which means you have it imported. And we're all done. From now on, you should be seeing the new DLC cars as well as the add-on cars spawning in traffic. Now, I will say this again, don't add too much cars to the game, and definitely don't add too much cars to the traffic, because that way your game will end up crashing or losing textures. None of that is good, so just keep that in mind. Thanks very much for watching this video. Stay tuned for more GTA 5 showcases and tutorials. Please like and subscribe if you like this video, and see you again in the next video. Goodbye.